plane, touchdown, Diagonal Mar Hilton, Barcelona. I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. And today, instead of coming from the usual location around the Staffordshire Moorlands, I thought as I'm away in sunny Spain, I thought I might as well do a couple of videos. This is the first, hopefully should be able to do another one tomorrow. Getting straight into it, we're here today to look at the Elephant wallet. Let's get straight into it. So here we have the N wallet from Elephant Wallets. As mentioned in a previous video, which I will put a link for up there, my personal gold standard for wallets is this. This is the Ninja wallet from A Slim of London. This is what generally I praise all of my other wallets against. Over the last few years I've tried out quite a few different minimalist wallets, which again I'll probably do some more reviews on those in the future. This is the one that I always go back to. 90% of the time this is in my pocket. But I also have these two wallets. These are the ones that I purchased from Etsy. I'll put the links in below. And these are just really the other wallet. This is at the weekend, or as I am now in Barcelona, I just want to carry something different, just for a change. Not because this one is bad, but, well, variety is the spice of life. So the N wallet itself is called the N wallet purely because it looks a little bit like an N. There's lots of different configurations to these, which you'll be able to see. Again, if you check out Elephant wallets, you can see all of the different shapes. There's this one, there's an X one where the band goes across the middle and there are cutouts here. Lots and different types, and there's some that are just elastic, which hold your cards in place. All have, I'm not sure if you can see that, you can probably see better on this one. Can you see there that it says Elephant Wallets? Are you going to? Yes, see there that it says Elephant Wallets. So they all have that on there. And as far as variations of the material that's used to construct these, I have here the wooden version. This is the clear perspex version. They also do an aluminium version, and they do a carbon fibre version. These two, just to point out, are probably the widest of the two. If you look at this one without any cards in it, it's probably 4mm, which, you know, it's when you think about this one, which is 3mm closed with nothing in it. Actually, it's probably a little bit more than that. It's probably about 0.5 centimetre or 5mm. It is an extra little bit more than you'd want if you were after something that was a pure minimalist, trying to cut down on bulk. But it's not exactly anything that you'd struggle trying to get in and out of your pocket. These two versions, there are also variants of these as well. So, and that comes down to the band. You find a lot of similar styles of these wallets. The bands, the two that I have here, these are elastic versions. I chose these personally. They really do look kind of vintage and a bit retro. Looks like some of the waistband of a pair of pants that my granddad would have worn, which I find quite amusing. But if you don't opt for one of these elastic versions, you can also get rubber versions of these as well. On an extra note, the rubber versions, after maybe a year or two, you will find, similar to these kind of straps that you get, you will find after a year or two that they break. If you use field straps, which I've seen on other videos, and these are great, it's just an inner tube from a bike. If this does come off, you'd have to cut it a little bit wider, but these fit on perfectly, so you can use those instead. Just an extra point, you know. One of the massive advantages, though, if you do lose one of these, or you use the rubber band versions, if you want to get a new one, they're a couple of pounds. They really aren't expensive at all. So the actual wallet itself consists of the band that goes around it, and that holds these two pieces of material here together. As you can see, it's quite tricky to get into it. They hold these here together so that you can put your cards between. as we show here. If you need to get a card, you push, cards pop out. Generally find the ones that you use the most you can put either side. Whereas if you want to try and get to the cards that are in the middle, you can squeeze this end and the cards fan out. So you can get that one. You want to put them back, you push it back in. It's great. Any money that you've got, triple fold it and it slides in perfectly. There's not much to these wallets. Really isn't. They're such a simple, easy design. And as I say, if this comes off or you go for the rubber version and the rubber breaks, you can quite easily find something else that you can tie it together with. If you've got a bit of that lying around, it's perfect. Now I have 7 cards in there at the moment. Usually carry 8, but there was a couple that I left at home. I didn't need to bring them away with me. You can fit quite a bit more in there, especially with these elasticated straps. There's a little bit more give to these than there are with the rubber band versions. And once your cards are in there, that noise that you can hear is my watch. You can't, and I'm not putting my fingers over the end. They really are in there nice and secure, which is great. You don't have to worry about things falling out. The main reason that I don't use these all the time is just because of the footprint in your wallet. Now, elephant wallets, seems a bit daft that I'm talking about footprints, but I just find, because, not to get back to this wallet, a leather wallet folds. It folds to make sure that the cards are in there nice and secure, but it folds to the shape of your ass. Whereas these, because they're quite rigid, in my profession I sit 8 hours a day, unfortunately. So when you have that in your pocket, it's like having a square piece of wood in your back pocket. After some time though, I'll take that out, hopefully you can see, it just gets a bit battered. Now, I say battered, and as soon as you think that, you'll think that's a bad thing. But you can see these corners have started to round off, and it feels weathered. Again, I love that. I like the fact that this feels like a wallet that I've owned for a long time. I've had this for about 3 years now. This is the easy one that I find to carry in my pocket, purely because those corners have started to round off and I like the aesthetics of it. This one is, again, just as good. You don't have to worry with this one because it's, there's no give in it. Whereas this, if I was to twist that, I'm sure I could probably split that wood there and, it would be ruined. All of your cards that you put into this are nice and secure, and they're not going to snap if you ever are concerned that your wallet might snap. But because these corners on the clear perspex, you do find after a while you can feel it digging into your bum. It's there. It's not painful, don't get me wrong, it's not painful. That's why your bum's designed to be nice and fleshy. But you just feel it. The other thing as well is, you ever noticed how somebody wears a pair of jeans regularly and you can always tell that they keep their phone in their right pocket even though the phone's not in there? You see a wear line around the phone, so you get a slight lighter material where it's been worn in the corners. You get that with this, especially this one. When it's in your pocket, you'll find, after having sat on it for a few months, these corners will just wear into your pocket. And I've had a few jeans where I've started to develop holes in them. Doesn't make these bad wallets, but that gets back to the reason why these are the wallets that I carry at the weekend. If I'm doing something, I'm out and about, I know that I'm going to be stood up for the majority of the day, and I just want a bit of a change. I definitely recommend these. They are cracking wallets. They're made by a Polish company. I've said in a few videos in the past, if there's one thing about the Polish, they're amazing people. They're good hard workers and socially are absolute beasts with the vodka. And I think that has passed over into these wallets here. They are genuinely nice wallets that are made to a very high standard. Yeah, definitely recommend them. So remember, you can find me on Facebook if you search for Moorlander EDC. You can also find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, all the usual ones. Again, if you look for Moorlander EDC. You can also find me on Patreon. Again, if you look for Moorlander EDC. For your patronage, that will go straight back into the channel, so I can add value to you by reviewing the products that you want to see. Cool. Now, I'm in Barcelona. I'm going to go out. I'm going to hit the beach. See you soon.